Right, I definitely didn't get to start recording. New large fires. 8 states currently reporting fires. California, Oklahoma, Kansas. I'm sure Oklahoma knows a thing or two about fires. Oklahoma, where there was a particularly nasty one years and years ago. Difference between the teaser bots. Right, I'm going to stand here. No, I'm not. I'm going to come over here. Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. It's more of a state of being. Just get rid of it a lot faster than the bots can. Slurp all this stuff up off the floor. I mean, not holding on to that would help. I could also use the items on ground tool. That would work as well. Yellow belt's 30, red belt's 300, blue belt 500, Lurie card run belt. Yeah, it'd be like a hyperspeed treadmill at that point. What would it be if everyone doubled the previous? It would be 15, 30, 60, 120, 240. Damn. That's a lot of items. I almost want to try that now. See what that would look like. In the CDU, stupid stuff like that. Even an item randomizer would be crazy. Depends on the build. If it's a bolt sandwich or a beacon sandwich, oh no, yeah, having it nearby isn't a bad thing. I normally have it close to. Yeah, I had it feed. I had direct in the 8K base. I had it directly feeding. From the build, the low density build. I don't remember how I did it in the other base. This one. Amazingly, see enough built in the network. Bots can actually do it. Assembler one's a hyperspeed. Hasn't maxed the built yet. Good. Using big power poles. Big power poles are smart. They're a big brain move. There sure is copper ore under these smelters. Who's next? This one. running into that now where trains just don't hold enough LDS distance. Oh, yeah, LDS is just so... It's not dense enough to really move by train. I might end up doing the same thing with rocket fuel on this one. Because that... What do I have? Like 12 trains feeding rocket fuel. Something like that. It was a lot. They're not letting me drag. Hmm. Doesn't work? I'm doing a talk about a mod with some folks where I got a seed with 1 times green. It's like it. What costed 1.4 times copper and raw materials. Oh, the mod. I think the next step might be upgrading the belts here. Don't mind me, I'm just eating. See if I eat now, then I can keep going. So I can do priority that. So, it also occurs to me I could... Oh, this entire row is done. Just like that. I mean, these... There. 5 thingies right there. So... I think I technically still have 6, but I mean, I could switch one of the copper ones over. Oh, you're missing copper. Copper. Oh, because you're not powered. PG, how you doing? A loader's Factorio extended or from another mod? From the mini loader mod. There we go. Now we don't have a problem with that anymore. This is fine. I could legitimately just shove iron into there and make use of it. Could just shovel it into the network, really. That would work. Just for... Or send it all the way up to gears. All or nothing. Apparently, despite your 95% probability, you still lost. 95% what's it called? XCOM probability. Junky old yucky 2020 points. I mean, we're on Groundhog Year anyway. Wasn't there an explanation at one point as to why XCOM probability is the way it is? Because it's not actual, just it's not the final probability or something like that. I don't remember now. Oh, just as I do that, it finishes. I see how it is. Some say it's the 13th month. Right, what about here? Stone's almost gone, and then we're just left with coal after copper. Copper still got 1 million left though. How do you celebrate New Year's? Under the bag of trash out the front door along with 2020 and burn your 2020 calendar. Just went full Viking mode. $50 centimeters of snow over the past 2 days. So generally you'd be unwilling to go outside at the same time. Yeah, here, just as it was sort of mild. It's been a pretty mild, for weather it's been pretty mild this year. Normally we hit the extreme heat by now, but it hasn't really been, like it's humid right now, but it's not hot. I think it's going to be one of those cooler, humid summers this year. Can't say I'm a fan of either. Snowed for almost 36 hours straight, damn. Eh, steam. Hey, Glacier. I mean, in gears. What do you mean? You have summer right now? Yes. Summer right now. But it's not a very hot summer. Have a snowless New Year. For Norway, that is a bit unusual, I would say. Would be hazarding a guess. Feel like you should be full up with snow normally. It's the Serta Majig. Wind blows all the weather over to a sweet. Okay. You don't necessarily get snow in Norway. How was power? Power's good. So I think some exploration done. Oh. Now. My book. Do I has my book? I don't think I has my book. So the next project is to go back to the other base. That one. Kenshine coming on in with that 21-month sub. Thank you very much for that. Showing some love and hype and honk in chat for Kenshine. Really appreciate that. Almost 2 years. 2 whole years of full-on subbage. Best. Is the best. This. I think it's the other kind of honk. Hey, we have 70 of these things now. I might park those in there. Here it is. We're on to honk 5 now. Moved on from honk 4. Oh, another sneeze. I did a lot of cleaning over the last few days. I think I've stirred up dust. Alright, what's stopping you from going? Processing units? Processing units, I imagine. Yeah, processing units. That's all the circuits you get. It's a lot in life. Now, so we want this thing. There it is. So we need to change this thing slightly. Lay it horizontally. And also place it over here. See how much of it gets built. This is like one of the first big builds that we're going to need. Because we're going to need to really pump up the circuits. Probably not going to see much in the way of blue belt as well. A handy dandy thing with this is, with the longer belts, it should be a lot easier to ferry the stuff down. Those. But I get regular bots. Shouldn't have regular bots. I only want fast bots. Scale proportionally? I don't actually know yet. It's partly what I need to find out. I haven't done any experimentation with it yet. It might be worth switching to the cheat mode. Seeing what happens. I know it's going to look like, one of them's going to look like that, because it's going to be a 16 longer. It's going to, yeah, just bigger. You know what, let's save. There. Let's not make any accidents. Hopefully. Probably need to group them up in more than pairs, though. That'll be the big thing that's going for it. But this only has one belt to every 4, whereas I can do a lot more than that with this thing. In saying before that I won't do the mixed trains this time, I will still keep the mixed belts if I can. That would be nice. Symphony. Actually upgrade them. Certainly be faster. It would make things faster? It would. Do that. Can I just, like, insta do that? Yes, I can. Yeah. I can also drop down there to these. Spawn stuff in. Cut and paste. Yes. I just need to, well, I don't really want it built anyway. Yeah, they instantly build and deco. I could just do the whole thing. I don't like the game not simulating. It's weird. Weird to have. Thinking. Have like the copper and iron unload. 12 red belts for 12 red belts of steel for in general. Haven't decided what to put it towards. Yeah, time not moving. I'm so used to the time moving in the game. That should be 7, 7, and 7. Yeah, and there's the 8th. Like that. I forgot I had the. I forgot it actually had the simulation. 7. Hmm. Just how much can I cram into this space? That much. Can't go any higher, because what'll happen is if I want to tile it. Yes, that's 2 apart there. Apart there. So that's basically as far apart as it can go. Okay. I just need to turn these. Hmm. Make a nice lawn ornament. Yeah, just a big pile of steel. You could turn on the belt spillover mod. That'd be something with 12 red belts of steel. You can make a massive pile of steel. A big enough steel smelter. That's a big steel smelter. I like how it just dwarfs everything else that's there. Nightbot doesn't love you. Does it even matter? I mean, I could make it 4 and 4. Oh no, it doesn't work, does it? Perhaps you need to fully consume half a blue belt of science. Okay. Well, the easy way is when it comes to stuff like that with labs is to see what Factorio Lab says. Yeah. Yeah, 8, 12. What was it? It was half a blue belt, so 1800, isn't it? The easiest way is just to change it to seconds. Entire crew got wiped out. 78.6 apparently. Blame Starmon. Yeah, Starmon's fault. That's a hink also. It sounds about right. 76.8? It's base, yeah, base. Oh, hang on, that's 40. Oh, it was that number there. But it's including the productivity in the labs. What do I want? No. Yeah, 20. That's right, I changed it to seconds. Half a belt. 51.2. I really like Factorio Lab. It's really good for this sort of thing. Particularly the lab ones, because I always get those wrong. So 52 labs. Yeah, I always get the calculation wrong. So I just don't bother anymore. So... Cramming stuff down a single row. Hmm. Just thinking. Eh. Do that. There we go. Because the inventory was full, that's why. Coffee sounds like a good idea. What happens? I think the first question is what happens with these as is? I'm curious to see. Oh wait, they're in my inventory now. That makes sense. It should get over a belt. Over... God damn it. Over... What am I looking for? That one. That's what I'm looking for. Over half a belt of... It should be consistently over half belt of... each belt, no matter what the belt speed is. That's more like it. That should be working 100% of the time. Item overload. Oh. Overfull. Not using loaders? No, I can't use splitters, so I can't use the loaders. In theory, I can use the loaders for the output, though. I wonder which is actually better. We'll have to test that. Because in theory, the loaders are just... I need it on the other side. In theory, these are just inserters. Now you need two inserters there. Actually compressing the belt. Hey, how does that even work? I'm not seeing them stop. They should stop eventually. Yeah, there they go. So almost a full belt. Not quite. Arguably the end ones I can do... I could do the loaders on. The next step in this chaos is to do that. See what happens. Now doesn't it get enough copper? Just with 3 loaders as pseudo splitter? Yeah. It's basically a balance. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one because it's kind of defeating the logic of the design. Because the original design is to be a no splitter base, and it's sort of just achieving the same thing in a roundabout way. It would be. It would also be more. It would be more inserters, which would decrease UPS again. Because the splitter, these mini loaders are internally just inserters. Oh, you need to be deleting. Actually, it's a pretty good result with this one, though. It really is actually a pretty good result. Yeah, they usually are. It's inserters, assembly machines, and all that. I think, trying to remember what it was. Oh, you only have one inserter now. So in theory, for full belts, I could get 1, 2, 3, 4 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16. So it's still in the same footprint. Type of loader that is inserters? Yeah, the loader, like deadlocks loaders and loader redux and all those. Those function differently. Loaders aren't perfect either. That would be the next one. I could also flip the iron onto the other side or copper onto the other side. Some that work by running blue code every tick. That'd be the old ones which were terrible. That'd be the really old ones. Doesn't it go over to perform a bit better? So the loaders do? As I was saying, like the alternative is I can actually just do that. There. And I should actually minimize the length as well. once upon a time, loaders were chronically bad. Loader Redux does that? So I remember the first time I used loaders, I was having some massive, like I was seeing like 4 or 5 millisecond usage on loaders, and that was with the vanilla loaders. But this was like version 16, it was a while ago. I don't know, what's the one Bilbo has his name on? I thought it was Loader Redux. Oh. Can I supply that? You know what I did? Copy that. Mini loaders did get better. Yeah, mini loaders have been pretty good for a while. That's why it's back on my list. Or it's how it found its way back on my list. Something happened with them and it got them vastly improved. I think part of it was game optimization. Just mash the Q key until I get what I want. Deadlock stacking. He has his name on a few things. He has it on the Deadlocks one, but there's an actual loader mod he has his name on too. I need the green belt. I really want that out there too. That I really want like that. That's just a matter of figuring out how the hell to get it all down. Probably with ease. You don't go very far, do you? To there, to there. It's copper, isn't it? Yeah, it's copper. Yeah. Hmm. I need to stretch it a little further. That. There we go. Now we feed the next iron in. That doesn't actually need to be there as well. The problem now is I've got to get these circuit outputs out of the way of these. or these somehow intermix. What I'm going to do is ignore the problem for now. Pretend it isn't a problem. And hope for the best. And still need to power it on top of all that. Of everything else that needs to be done. I think I remember this. There we go. How much green underground belts to reach over 10 tiles? I'm actually surprised that I've been able to feed the copper. Actually, it kind of makes sense. It's only when a wagon is parked next to a loader, the loader redux does updates every tick. Ah, it's doing weirdness on trains. Go there. Go there. Delete all that. Same thing again. It's number 3. There's a lot of trains that will be that all the time. Yeah. Which means it's basically any mega base. So I'll just be hammering it constantly. And the last two come along here. And these two are already problematic. See, no, they're not. Fine. Just got to get these out of the way. It's not the worst built problem I've ever faced, but it's certainly not the least painful. So the problem is I've got to like shuffle these down. Putting top and bottom. On the previous one, I went outside, but I can't do that on this one. Particularly, I can for these for these first lot, but I can't for the next lot. So what I'm thinking is try something really tricky. Actually, already got problems. Gets rid of that belt. Trying to compress belts again. It's the other kind of compress, yes. It's the other belt compression. I might need to use... Well, the inputs can be on green, so I could use lots of green belts. Really annoying. I might have a way around it. Do that. Which I can't really... yeah, I can do. Because they can just span underneath the whole lot. No, it can't. It has to be in sequence. I can't go out of sequence. But what I could do... Make that reach as far as it can. delete all those. This is actually fairly straightforward. Narrow that footprint down. Then you can dip down. That. You. Up to there. That gets it out of the way of the other belt. There. Sort of. That needs to, that's as far as it can reach. Fast inserters are fast? They sure are. Yeah, I'm more or less got it, I think. We can bring this back. Doesn't need all of the longness anymore. That actually brings this much closer there. And then I can do that. Probably copy and paste it as I go down. What is this playthrough's main goal? This one is a no splitter mega base again, only this time with Factorio extended, which means about 36,000 science a minute. To break the computer he plays on. There is that too. I mean, the CPU is already roaring pretty angrily. He is already pretty angry with me. One, two, three. This one is going to need to be a little bit different. Going to need to shove out here. Like that. Damn it. There. Bridge there. Go a little bit there. Go a long way towards finalizing the output. Like that. There we go. Using Intel 9th gen CPU, don't those 8th gen, which arguably equally runs as turbo hot because it doesn't have the soldered IHS like the 9th gen does. So we do that. What I actually should also do. Make sure that doesn't deliver. Oh, why? Oh, it's powered off? How did I get powered off? Oh, I might have broken... Yeah, I broke that connection there, which... it's a very roundabout way of killing it, but sure. Suppose I give us 17,000 circuits a minute. A little bit of extra crap on the side. Nice power. Sure. I don't actually know what the maximum is off the top of my head. Probably should look it up, eh? It's probably like 1.7 million or something. Is there any other crap that's stray? I don't think there is. You're running 30 Xeon process. Well, the thing is, the Xeons run pretty slow. What's the max of what? The maximum of what I actually need. I can tell you if I switch to it. Green circuits. 1189,702. So 1.189 million. 1.2 million green circuits a minute is what's needed. 536 assembly machine 5s. It's a lot. You see, it doesn't run very well. No, Xeons. Sorry, Xeons. They run a very like it's a lot of cores, a lot of power, so they have to run a lot slower to compensate. And Xeons are not optimized for that kind of workload. It's actually very telling when you see like the Clustorio and Gridlock cluster were run off quite a number of Xeons, and they were generally the slowest servers. Could easily beat them. One, two, three. Kind of annoying it doesn't sit somewhere in there, but what can you do? What can you do? More importantly, we managed to eliminate the external component here. The robot ports can actually cover top and bottom. Overclock Zen 2 Threadripper CPU better? Even a Threadripper isn't very good at it. Because Threadrippers are good at multi-threaded stuff. They're not very good at single core stuff. And what do we say? 17k. They're definitely off. 17. Jump it to the 1 minute. Zen 3 Threadripper, but AMD hasn't announced it yet. Not made of money. The Ryzen 5000s, on the other hand, would be potentially good. That would potentially be pretty powerful. Super simple. Run 70 instances of the same thing at the same UPS. Single cores from 2000. What is that? That's like an original Core 2. Top of that, one of these like cover everything, almost. I can't quite. I can probably rely on the neighbor, to do the wire. Or I probably should have switched to editor for that, but oh well. You do. Alright, don't need any of this crap. Venom? That's 2012-ish, isn't it? Phenom Phantom. And Core 2 Duo with 250 mega RAM for DBA work in 2018. Oh, I remember you saying that ages ago. I remember you talking about that. Poor thing, trying to do databasing on 256 megs of RAM. It's actually impressive you're even able to get a Core 2 Duo with 256 megs of RAM. Like, normally those were 1 gig minimum. Like, that had to be some real super stingy machine. So what's that? 66-ish. 1,000 circuits a minute. It's not like I need 20 of these builds or something. Only 20. At least it's vertically compact this time. So what was the verdict? It evens out? Yeah, it evens out to 66. Doable. It's reasonable. Used to be a dumb enrollment terminal. It's even then, it's pretty strange to come across that combination. Like, someone really lowballed the RAM in that. What was the actual number? 118 divided by 66,000. 18.02. So 20-ish. Maybe more, maybe less. Oh, that doesn't include red circuits though. Oh, that does include red circuits. Red circuits is its own monster. In that case. We need to subtract 388,000 from it. Oh yeah, blue circuit does, definitely. Most of it will go to blue circuits. In fact, 500,000 goes to blue circuits right there. Such a stupid number to say. Alright, so what do we get then? So 1189702 minus 388699, because I'm going that far. That brings it down to 12.13, so potentially you could say round that up to 16. So we need at least 12 of these. Red circuits do eat greens, but I'm going to do direct, raw to red, which is what we did in the last base. So I need 383,000 in green circuits. I should actually make a note of this. What was it? Medium Bjork? If they want me to. The honk of thought. So, 801k GC, not including reds. 12.14 builds. Okay. 2 honks for blue chips. Well, we're going to be done in half hour's time, half hourish time anyway. Yeah, so the next step is red circuits. Going through to the book again. So this is the red circuit dealio. How do you actually have to there simulate again? Up. Go get your kid. Happy New Year and enjoy the rest of the stream. Thank you very much for that. Happy New Year to you too again, Darthliney, and have a great rest of your day, rest of your afternoon. Hopefully the little monster isn't too much of a little monster. Bots? No. Good. Can't even get in there. And what I want out of this one... 2, 3... So we need iron, copper... Should be fine. And plastic. This one will do plastique. Ram thing. The Core 2 series architecture is equipped with bargain bin DDR2. I think my Core 2 had 4 gigs of RAM at that time. Which would have been pretty premium. So like, by that stage of the game... by that stage... 1 gig or higher was typical. Not really too much to worry about, admittedly. Like it's not too much to worry about. Get lost in the detail in the weeds of the details. I don't think. It's a long time ago now. As long as people don't start saying it was able to multitask better than like a 90s Mac, it's fine. You need to be swapped for loaders. Or everyone has an aneurysm that I haven't changed it. Seems to sounds reasonable with a 1 gig maximum. What the memory controller limits were back then. Really remember. Those are the wrong way round. Would you believe? So, plastique. Probably gonna regret putting these on the underground because it tends to come back to bite me every time I do it on the underground. Okay, so it can be crammed in. Can't. It can, with a little bit of tweakage on here. I realise I'm sending the wrong thing down the wrong hole. Never good when you send things down the wrong hole. Shouldn't you? Plastic. Alright, slurp this up. Ruin FE plus for 1,000 signs a minute base. You can if you want to. 1,000 signs a minute is very reachable in vanilla though. Although it depends if you've ever done it before. I'd say it probably doesn't need a second inserter, judging by that. You can with a bus. It's funny but true that the game has kind of reached that point. The game has reached that point of maturity where you can do it with a bus. There was a before time when that was totally unthinkable. Oops. That ain't right. Plastic don't go in the copper wire. LGA 775 supported 16 gig. Yeah, sounds about right. 16 gig. Now we just keep adding these until it can't handle anymore. If only there was a way to get rid of them, like an infinity chest or something. Like that. It was 22 or 2022 already? It sure is. Hey, Grumpy. I think I had a P67 motherboard. And it reaches down. It's actually maxing that lane. How much is it making? 0.2 a minute. What's the target? 472,000. Chipset is a 90 nanometer process, but it's actually made 65. That's the Woolworths. As is typically the case. When you do a die shrink. The same thing happened with the Pentium 3. Yeah, the last four, it's a little too compressed for them. 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, I think I'll do is switch sides. So 1, 2. Yeah. Oh, technically that's switching at the wrong point. Technically. Only technically. Should be doing it here. There. Does that. It doesn't serve... I suppose it does serve a practical purpose. Apart from wasting gargantuan quantities of iron, it also gives room for a substation. 130? I've seen that level of support outside PS3. Yeah. Ah. You don't get plastic. What's that bring up to? 2.9, almost 3. Not to pay too much attention to the die sizes because it's always it's one of those things where what they're on now is what they finished work refining, and that means that they've already started developing and prototyping the next die shrink, the next size down, as is the case with Nvidia. They're already talking about 5 nanometer, like 5, which means that like they already like Ampere 8 nanometer, 7 nanometer, 8 nanometer, whatever the hell it is. It's done and perfected, so they're already working on the smaller one. Whatever they announced, they've already perfected it, and they're working on the next one. I don't know how much further they can go, because I think 4 nanometer is basically the limit. As far as it can go, around 4 nanometer. Behind AMD. Well, technically AMD is using Global Foundries. It's TSMC, that's the one. And TSMC is like 90% or something of the world's entire silicon fabrication on those processors. And Samsung. Yeah. That is a good point. When I say perfected, I mean it's a process that is commercially viable. It would be the way to put it, to phrase it. Their process is commercially viable. Now this only makes a dreary 3K a minute, which is a problem. I don't know, let's just glue more on and see what happens. Oh, the base is doing it, that's why. It's actually, overall, what's interesting now is that there's no bottom end. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before. There's literally no bottom end to any of to the CPU and GPU market anymore. Like the bottom end of discrete GPU. So, well, you go once you go outside of integrated, which are already probably better than your low end discrete at this point, because it's like there's a 7 on the market. There's a 710, which is either yeah, it's maxed out now. There's a 710, which is probably slower than integrated Intel, even old Intel integrated from a few generations ago. There's like 1030s, which is slower than current integrated, like the Ryzen 3000 series integrated. And then there's like there's like some end of the line 1050s, and then 1660s. Like there's no spectrum of low end cards anymore. Like a 1660 is nuts. A 1660 right now is like a 1080, from what I recall. Build the same system the GPU used was, why is this even made? I've heard that a few times with them. Kill off lower end GPUs ever since they started making APUs. It was inevitable. I have a feeling that Intel realized this was coming, and that's why they went all in on their Iris. Why Intel graphics was such a big deal. They saw that the bottom end was going to collapse, which would make sense. And the stupid high for its specs. Yeah, let's see. Let's open up this. AMD certainly doesn't have any low end anymore. They haven't for a while. Let's see. Yeah, 710 for $60, $70. Like, and that a 710 is what, 2015, 2014? It's a 2014 graphics card. Um, 710, $60, 710, 710, 710. Yeah, 1030, which is also a bit of a joke. At over $100. There's a silent one. Again, these 1030s are slower than most integrateds. Like, you're getting the same performance as an integrated, but you're paying over $100 for the privilege. $150 for a 1030. Yeah, and then it goes up to the previous generation RX. Look at it, 4 gigabyte too. Like, not even $100 more, less than $100 more. You're up into your RXs, and then it goes into 1650s. 2013. I thought that was wow, that's a lot older than I thought it was. Because I bought my 670 in 2013. I think. Might have been 2012 actually. Wow, those cards are old. But yeah, 1650, so a 1080 right there in your lap for $200. And then just goes up to your supers and so on and so forth. If you want to see your eyes water, just keep on scrolling. Just keep on scrolling. Just keep on scrolling. There it is. There. It'll make your eyes water. It's a 1050 Ti. 1050 again. Still room for another GPU measure in the low end. They have little to no revenue and they'll be killed by VRAM and memory costs. The problem is that there's no reason for there to be a low end anymore. An AMD APU or Intel Iris just completely negates any value proposition. There's no value in something that's as good as an integrated. And that's the other thing too, with leading into the CPUs, is there's no bottom end on the CPUs anymore. Like even even your bottom end, i3. I mean, if you're stupid enough to buy one of these things, you you get what you pay for. But a Ryzen 3, 4-core, 4 cores. It's crazy. Being the same number of levels of prod modules ratio, being the machines should be the same. Will be able to consume all the green circuits. It probably was actually. The old build had I forgot. The old build was split, and it needed two injections every 4. Want to search for the best CPU you can put in your motherboards? I mean, even the i3 that I've got in the other machine, it's not groundbreaking, but it's a 4-core 8 threads. Actually, it's not 8 threads. Versions laptops for low end. 5 years old. Yeah, like a Ryzen 3 is 4-core 8 thread. Even the i3s, I think they all come with like 4 cores. The i3s and r3s are power optimized. It's pretty much they're basically your i5s, but power optimized, as far as I can tell. 2600, $200, not bad. None in stock, I don't think. Which actually reminds me. There's an RTX 3090 sold out. 3090 TUF sold out. 3090. Oh, they have some. Anyway. And he actually technically still sells dual core Zen die. They make it. They'll be able to update early aim for. Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah. I had forgotten about I'd forgotten about the thingy. I actually did split at the right point too. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I had it right originally. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there it's basically fully backed, fully stonked. It's gonna get interesting. And they implemented some bulldozer APUs on AM4. Well, it's the APU part, which is probably fine. The reason why I wasn't going straight to max rate calculator or any of that is because I did calculate these out previously, and they should scale fairly linearly. Okay. Oh. I see what's going on. What's the time? You minimize the belt. Damn it, I said minimize the belt. Loaders. That. Restore that. The only downside with this is I'm making a gappy belt, which isn't great. 5th gen i7s look like. I had a 5820. It's a nice processor. Ran hot though. Trouble is, it was only a 44,000 4th gen refresh. It wasn't a big jump like the 6,000 was. That doesn't need to be there. I think none of those need to be there. I guess the only way to really deal with it is to do something like that for now. Come back to it. Gaps are they're negligible now? Okay. It's something I hadn't really tested, but it used to be a big deal. That would make sense. The build optimization, the part of the build optimization, fixing it. $4690 hasn't caused much of an issue until I let the heatsink cake in dust. There is a 5th gen series, only managed to get 4th gen chips. Yeah, it was basically a slightly faster 4th gen. It wasn't anything. Oh, and it was a 6 core. Sound like a jet engine, as it does. It just had 2 more cores than the 4th gen, the 5820 and 5830. So it was just slightly faster. Yeah, it's basically backing up. I could do, come to think of it. Oh, wrong one. There. And then there. Just make it same as that one. Same as that one. Do I like to get VR headset to play around with, but your PC meets minimum by a bit and the GPU may not enjoy it. Yeah, VR is pretty intense. Okay, so we're going to hit 3K a minute basically. 2.93. Just hold it there for a little while and see how it settles down. Seems like that's all it can do. I like Factorio much. The Oculus Quest 2 is a solid starter VR. Apparently there's some streaming limitation. Like, for streaming you have to go to Facebook. Oh yeah, as soon as Facebook took it, it was going to happen. It was never... There was no question. Yeah, you really need like a 2080 Ti minimum. 2.9. We're really disappointed by HL Alex. HTC Vive. The Vive generally, I think, kicked everything into gear because that was when the original Vive came out. That was a big deal. That hit things hard. Like VR was very obscure, and then the Vive came along, and it was like, hello, it's time for let's go prime time. What did I say? It was 272. So 272,000 divided by 3,000. So I only need... Oh. I think we need to more faster this thing. It's like we need 90 of them or anything. Well, actually, this is one... What is this? This is one fraction of one block. Yeah, it's only 1/16th. So 2.9 by 16 is 46. So what did I say it was? It was 272,000 divided by 0.4. Divided by 1,000 is 6 of them. Okay. 1/6. So yeah, this is only 1/16th of the red circuit of one red circuit build. So I only need 6 red circuit. Okay. Yep, that's more reasonable. All right, so that's I'm happy with those. The logistics of this might be a problem, but we'll get there. Full new PC, tens of games, put your current specs, and basic Beat Saber and other games. I might go VR one day. Keep talking about it and it keeps tempting me. Final pass for cleanup. Die yield change if you just split 6,000 dies into 4 orders. AMD would have got an extra 30% if they use dies per wafer. The whole idea of going chiplet was to massively increase their yield. Yeah, I don't have space for it either. You need a lot of space for VR. It's the same with what was the Xbox thing? Kinect. Kinect need a ton of space. As a friend of mine had Kinect, and he needed a huge space for it to work. I remember a friend of mine said, and I can remember a few other setups where there was enough space and the thing just never worked right. Eat my dual founder edition 1080 Ti's until the market fixes itself. VR.5. You have 2 1080 Ti founders? I mean, one's more than enough, let alone 2. Nothing can make use of 2 of them. I'm surprised. VR Eucalyptus Tree Simulator when? Good question. VR Spleen Simulator? Okay, so we've updated 2 builds. Long lost brother, want to send me a 1080 Ti? See, the only thing stopping me from saying that is it's only a pretty measly upgrade on mine. But if you're on like a 1050, then that's a different story. The question now is where the hell do we put it? Where the hell do we put circuits? Because we're going to need a fair chunk of space. I think we're going to need to do a bit of exploration. Maybe even just fill in this landmass. Or this water into a landmass and make a nice big continent for science to sit on. Why so much water? I'm not actually sure. It's not normally... It's got a lot of water this time. I kind of ignored it, but it's not a big deal. To me, if the Microsoft never integrated Connect into cards, would have the option of auto-adjust seats based on the rider's properties. Landfill looks to be necessary. I might be able to get away without it. The problem will be the individual science builds. Those will need a lot of space. I think the answer is to fill in this down here for science and then have the labs up here. Like science, bulk science production down here and then feed it up. Have kind of a big circular system running. That comes down here, across, round, back up. Something like that. Power where? Yes. Probably over here. Power will be the Factorio extended solar. I think I'm going to need to do some exploration. What are we at? There's a few more minsies. So I think, first things first, make sure to save these because it's kind of important. Kind of important we save these. That. Und that. There, because we don't want to overwrite the original save and all. Artillery. Yeah, about that. I need these to continue exploring because they're still scanning. I kind of want to expand on the make everything, but I kind of don't at the same time because it really won't benefit from it. Probably what will help is one of these. Build this. Let's not request anything yet. Is it cool? It should be annoying to manually adjust a seat. Be interesting. The trouble is it would require him to actually have decent decent seats in the first place, like properly made. I think that's the big catch there. It's dumping it. Dump all the things. There, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of you. Oh, so much crap. Can I also populate this with more stuff? I can has more stuff. I like more stuff. More stuff good. Okay, that might be getting a little extreme. I mean, having said that, I do like speed. Or them. I need many Roboport 3s. I might just keep it at that. No, I can't help it. Gotta have more faster. More fasterage. What is that? That's 3, 6, 9, 12. 6, 12, 18, 24. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Hmm. Sounds like I need more. is what I'm hearing. Potentially just fill the rest of that with legs. Either legs or batteries. I love how you get this one solar panel. It's doing the Lord's work there. Yeah, the grid has a scroll bar. If I get rid of, I think it's that. It sort of eliminates it. I suppose I could leave the solar panel off to get rid of the scroll bar. That? Nope. I can use 2 more. Yeah, shield is also a insurance insurance policy. Speak. What do you support? Max robots, 105. Technically 3 is enough, because I only really use 50. Really did need to do that. Just deleted a whole bunch of energy. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll fill out this with batteries here. So the one shield there for accidents. Um, so, wait, what was that? I missed that. Haven't played Laser Round Ridge. What's yellow boxes? Oh yeah, that's the thing to tell you that you've unlocked it. These things here. You just hover over and it goes away. Yeah, it's to highlight what's new from research. It's kind of in a way, it's kind of annoying. I think you can actually turn it off, but at the same time, it is you. I mean, in this state, it is kind of annoying, but overall, it is actually kind of useful. Oh yeah, this rocket silo is now in production, not in military anymore. That's one of the big 1.1 things. Hey, it's a Veldak. Spidertron Mark 2? No. It may appear in here eventually. There's not really anything you can improve on with Spidertron. That's kind of perfection already. Really useful for mods? Yeah, it would. Particularly big ones like Bob's Angels. That way you can actually find stuff. Anyway, I think it's almost time we got out of here. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you indeed say? Even better Spidertrons. There's the League modifier one too. Extended Robo Network stuff. I haven't started making it, but it is there. You're on time. Almost. You're on time for seeing the ending, because it's that time where I say it's ending time. And I push the stop button.